The grumpiest of bears that loves to play, to make people laugh in every way. His jokes are sometimes crude and sometimes ass, with his wife of 15 years that is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cats are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last. Even bring the fun to the masses, rolling to a running and beating every dungeon classes. With his goofy faces and voice all over the places, he hopes to never give up on his dreams, to bring joy and even the facts with his laughs. Podcast every week and stream with his friends, to bring that energy like big booty claps. He never gets angry, but sure can get scared. With anime waifus on his side, he's always prepared. Even though he's the grumpiest of bears, this bear's always cool in his chair. Till the end, his streams always beware, 'cause he coming after you and hopes you'll be there. To hope you'll have a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love, good night, good night, good night, good night. Much love, have a good night, good life.
Alrighty then. I hear my voice.
It ain't coming through mine.
Oh, it must be mine. Okay, your voice is in. All right. Welcome everybody. Yeah, I think I hear myself through your mics. It's all right. This is the Bearthoughts podcast. We do this every Friday at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And for those from the West Coast, depends how far you are, either 4 or 3 o'clock. So be sure to be in the chat, be in the conversation, be here and interact with us, ask us questions, give us your thoughts and opinions on the topics we may bring up through the day. We normally just kind of have somewhat of a conversation in mind, but then really we just go off on tangents because that's how we swing. But thank you for joining us today.
Easy. We don't need come in here and swing the butt cheeks much like again.
I can't help but like every time we have one of those a session, I just can't but want to bring up Turt. It's just so easy and it just makes me laugh, especially when Celtics does this whole number. It's like we know what you're doing. You don't need to hide it. She just want to show that she's laughing her little patootie off. Yeah, when he clapped them cheeks yesterday, I just couldn't help it. But anyways,
dude, that shit about made me cry.
Well, that's all they're doing. But yeah, if you want to catch a D&D sessions, that's every Thursday and Sunday around 4 to 5 o'clock. 4 or 5 o'clock on here in the channel. So if you want to catch those, be sure to be in the channel. And of course, you can go watch the VODs right now. They're on my YouTube channel. There's a playlist of both of them. I have now separated playlists. So you can watch either the campaigns from start to end or start to current day. And be sure to leave a like on the videos, please. If you can't leave a comment, you can at least leave a like. Help me out big time. Share my videos. Share this podcast too. Help us grow. As always, help us hit the next goal of 400 or 400. I don't know. Might be 500. I think it's 400. I would appreciate that we hit that.
We're aiming for 400 because right now you're at 375.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and just hit. I keep getting numbers and then boop 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 boop. YouTube is weird. But yeah, okay. So this week we're gonna have a little discussion because you saw something early this week that you were excited for. I would say the least because
yeah.
I'm sure both of us have very fond memories of it. And I read some of the what would you call it? An article, right? An article.
An article.
I read some of the article about it, and they're seeming to go a little bit more serial killer horror kind of vibe with it.
They're aiming to go back towards the original Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the original Terminator, the Terminator was not the good guy.
Yeah.
The Terminator was literally a Terminator. He was sitting there to terminate her ass.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on a tangent killing anybody that had that first and last name. And anything that got between him and somebody that had that first and last name.
Mm-hmm.
So in case nobody knows, they're working on an anime version of the Terminator. The idea behind this is to go back to the roots of things, to where a Terminator is sent back to kill a specific individual or individuals,
Mhm.
and basically he's not the good guy. He is not Arnold from Judgment Day and on. He is Arnold from the first one, killing everything that's between him and his target.
Now, this was debuted at Anime Expo. It's supposed to be an 8-part series on Netflix. Now, I have a hate-love relationship with Netflix. On one part, they do some good stuff. On the other part, they do some terrible things. And it's just a bad notion I have it back in my head when I want to have like this positive. It's positive. It's positive. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good. Gonna be good. And then it comes out it's like, what happened? I'm afraid of this. I want somebody to grab this thing by the balls and just get it.
I think the issue with Netflix is that not every anime is running through the same group of people.
Mm-hmm.
So you got one group of people that's probably knocking shit out the park, and you got another group of people that are kind of right?
Yeah.
And sometimes those groups swap depending on what the story is or whatever it is. But I'm hoping the more successful group gets their hands on this,
Mm-hmm.
because you know me, I'm all about horror anime, and a
Yeah.
serial killing robot is right up my fucking alley.
Yeah. I'm in a mind of let the people that did Van Helsing, like let them have that. Like let them their method, their storytelling, their director was just mwah. I mean, there was nothing in there that was
I
force
mean,
fed. It was just
right?
pure good.
They could go with the same people that did Castlevania for that matter.
Yeah, Castlevania. I'm sorry, some reason my brain was thinking. Yeah, Castlevania. I want the Castlevania people to do it. I don't want some of the other directors. 'Cause I'm sure they have like more than one director, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
I would.
Netflix.
Yeah, I
Um,
would say that they definitely have more than one group of people working on animes and or TV shows at a given time. I'm
mhm.
hoping a really good, talented set of people like the people that pulled off Castlevania gets a hold of this, because it would be fucking phenomenal.
Okay, so do you think it should be more on the creepy horror of a mechanical monster or mechanical being that's
I
sentient chasing you down, or should it be more of an action thriller and be like all about explosions and gun shooting and violence
well,
and
here's the thing. You got a couple different ways you go. You've got horror, which this doesn't really fit that. That's not what Terminator is.
Mhm,
And you got like serial killer horror,
mhm,
where this fucker is killing and they catching hell trying to stop him, catch him, whatever. And you got what I would call like a thriller horror, where it's more action, there's more confrontation, there's more big booms and shit.
mhm,
I would like to see it more of a serial killer horror. Like, we know there's a big ass robot out there killing people. We get scenes of him killing people, but I also want there to be scenes where nobody's dying, but everybody's so fucking paranoid that people have been dying that they
mhm.
don't know what to do with themselves, you know?
Yeah, 'cause
I want that shit. I
this
want
robot's
like
hiding.
I want it. You watched another, right?
Mhm.
I want that feel. I want that. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but people are fucking dying. You know?
Yeah, I want the feeling that even the stranger beside you could
Could be
be
the
the
fucking
very
Terminator.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's hiding amongst humans in plain sight. And if no one knows what he looks like, every single person could be it.
Yep.
I don't want to see an Arnold Schwarzenegger, um, walking around because then immediately my brain, like, I know who he is. It's it. It's the one that looks like Arnold. Of course, it's him. That's unless he's a cameo.
Well,
If it's a cameo, then he's not. He's not
I
actually.
am gonna tell you, they probably will not fulfill that fantasy for either one of us, because
Mm,
there is a huge base out there that's gonna want to see Arnold. They're gonna want to know it's the Arnold looking character killing people because it's gonna give them that sense of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Um, and that's all fine. I mean, okay, whatever. But even if they do that, I want the characters in the anime that he's hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to have the feeling that you described. They don't know who the fuck he is. They don't know which person he is. We can know. That's fine. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine with us knowing. I don't want the people he's hunting to know. I don't want like a John Connor to run and go, oh, well, he looks kind of like, yeah, he's definitely determined. I don't want that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if they manage to damage him and see like some metal, okay, then it's given away. Now he knows. I'm fine with that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he can heal up, but the rest of the world don't know who the fuck he is
Yeah.
still. And now you got one motherfucker that is super paranoid because he just seen metal under skin.
Like
And I'm okay.
you're gonna see some scenes where there's gonna be a room and the people are gonna go into the room and just be a massacre as he was trying to go through to get certain weaponry or get certain kind of gear, get something to help, take care of the family.
If they hold true to form, you're talking about if they go back and try to play this like what Arnold's original Terminator in the first one did, this motherfucker strolled into a police station and killed all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not one, not two, all of them. They
Mhm.
all died. Why? Because they had his target. They were in the way. There's got to be scenes where, they're running and they go past a group of people and the group of people are kind of like snot asses or something and they going to say something stupid
Yeah.
get in his way and they're going to die and it's just going to be a room of fucking death.
I wonder if they're gonna go for more of a '90s kind of like settings of like a culture or of America of hip hop, rap, R&B, the streets, the styling of clothing, the mannerisms, or they're gonna do more of a modern day Terminator where it's more like nowadays, and it's just like, what if the Terminator would show up today?
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting because that's one of the pluses to doing anything Terminator, whether it's a movie, an anime, a cartoon, whatever it is. It literally takes place in any time frame you want it to take place in because you can send a Terminator back to any time before
Mm-hmm.
Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Anytime. So hell, they could write it. That motherfucker showed up in 2005,
Mm-hmm.
and shit went south, or they can write it where he showed up in 1967.
That's like I'm sure you remember that. There was so many movies back in the '90s that were like, in a year of 2024, this major event happened, and all of us are going, yeah, that didn't happen. It's like, is there? Because I can't remember. Is there a D-Day, like actual date in the Terminator?
Yes.
What was
It's
it?
a Judgment Day. Hang on, I'll tell you what it is. I have to look it up
Because I swear they do like
Why is
2024.
what the hell? We just went to the screen with you standing there looking at clouds.
You might have refreshed or yeah, I had the music playing in the beginning just to keep us waiting for the actual.
All right, so let's see.
Because like if they have like, oh, D-Day was 2022, I'm like, yeah, that's already passed. We can't have that. retcon. Let's forget about that and make a new D-Date. 10 years from now, and it's like, well, you might as well put Tesla underneath that list of helping making robots. My wife keeps on making jokes about, if robots ever come real and we ever old one, she'll have to not to worry about taking care of me so much.
Okay. In Terminator 2 Judgment Day was prophesized to occur August 29th, 1997, when Skynet, an artificial intelligence, becomes self-aware and starts a nuclear holocaust.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, let's see. In response to the creators' attempt to deactivate it, however, in one version of the story, Judgment Day is postponed to 2017 after the T-800 is destroyed, preventing Skynet from being created. In this new timeline, Skynet takes the form of the operating system Genesis, which becomes Judgment Day once it goes online.
Okay. Well,
So they have room to move Judgment Day, saying,
yeah.
hey, because different events have postponed it, but the new Judgment Day is prophesized here, and this is, they have room to do that,
Yeah.
which was pretty smart for them to make a window that they could move it around in, because it is
Yeah.
a time traveling fucking serial killing robot.
Which would make a series of multiverses, which would make a series
Right.
of
I mean, they could say that based on the last movie, the timeline for Judgment Day was changed to 2055 or some shit like that, and it would
Mhm.
be fine.
Yeah. And two is 2055, and then people looking back going, what the heck were they thinking? Of course, some things better be changed by then. Okay, so yeah, I'm interested in seeing it. I am interested in see who directs it. I don't want, because as well as I do. Some animes they do go to kind of sweatshop people where they're working their asses off to get it out there, and I want anime as much as anyone else, but I don't want people to be treated wrong or sweatshop. But I say go back to a form where it's not quite movie level anime, but it's just like just below it. It's reasonable anime without it being too ugly or too cheesy.
So while we're on the topic of anime, I have a question. Have you
Yeah.
watched Kaiju number 8?
Kaiju number 8. Let me look it up. I've been watching this other anime called not a proxy. I'll talk about it a little bit. Let's see. Was it Kaiju number 8?
Yep.
Let's see. I think it sounds familiar. Oh yeah, that's one of the next series I've been wanting to watch with the yeah. 'Cause this one looks
I watched it all the way up to a certain point, and I will tell you, some of the battle sequences are fucking amazing, but even though I'm not a big comedy fan, some of the comedy in this shit had me fucking cracking the hell up. I mean, I was laughing my ass off. But yeah, I've been watching like Kaiju number 8, World Trigger, um, waiting on leveling to come back. I've been watching a lot of those types of shows lately.
mm-hmm.
And it's there's some good shit out there.
Yeah.
I like the comedy in World Trigger cracks me the hell up too. Um, because that poor motherfucker, dude. That poor motherfucker. Um, you know how usually you have these animes and you're like, you get tired of seeing it where the main protagonist is just so OP that he just bitch smacks shit around, right?
Yeah.
Well, think about it the other way. Think about the main protagonist is literally being the weakest motherfucker in the group,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is just basically calling him out as weak. And you're laughing your ass off because the only thing he's got going for him is he's got some brains. That's it.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off at that fucking show so hardcore. Some of the shit that happens in that show, I'll just tell you, man,
I'm sorry, man.
it's funny. And then I watch like Solo Leveling. I mean, it got right to the point where it got interesting. They're like, all right, you gotta wait for season 2. I'm
There it
like, you
is.
sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. He
Well,
just figured the whole leveling system out and started making progress, and you stop.
they've only
Literally one of the last things we see is home dude is now getting ripped. This motherfucker got abs and shit, and it's like, okay, wait for season 2.
yeah, he just got some of the the creatures that or the shadows. Sorry, the shadows that he gets in his army. His army, like you think his army is ridiculous right now. Season 2, it gets even more ridiculous. And that at the end, because I went back and read the entire manga. his army at the end is almost incountable in how much it goes. You know, I'm for anybody out there wants to read the manga. Even his son, he has a son. Spoiler warning. With somebody, I'm not gonna say with who, just in case somebody doesn't have already guess who's gonna be he's gonna end up with. Kind of obvious, honestly.
Yeah, what in like episode 1?
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway.
So yeah, his child is freaking broken before he's even 5. And when he gets an adult, his dad, the main character, puts him through the freaking ringer, and he just flies right through it. I'm like, boy, if this was like this, if this was how the anime was, it would have been really disappointing. But anyways, my wife has been making me watch a series, and I watched a little bit of it, and I stopped, and I read a little bit of it, and I stopped, and I don't know why I let go of it. It is a historical drama, and it's also a mystery. And we watched the entire series.
I like mysteries now.
Yeah, this one is called the Apothecary Diaries, and this show is so, I don't know. It's just so enthralling. It's not action. It's not thriller. It's just this girl that's been learning medicine and learning poisons through her stepfather, who she calls her dad. One day she gets kidnapped. It's not really spoiled because it has the very first episode, and she gets brought to the emperor's castles. And she has to go figure out what's killing all these people, what's poisoning all these people, what's murdering all these people, how these events happen. And it's one of those things that's just, I'm not a mystery person at all. One bit am I not interested in mystery. But this character, it's so, I don't know, it's enthralling. It captivated me so quickly that I forgot why I dropped this book so quickly and realized I missed out on so much. And me and my wife, literally one day, my wife sat there and I sat in my chair and we watched the entire series in one night. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. We need to get to bed. We gotta stop. It's like, I'm done. I'm like, dang it, I'm not. So I had to go to bed with the next day and finish it. They're already working on season 2. But yeah, animes like this, I really want them to get it done and get working on it, but I don't want them to rush through it. And I know that the studio that's working on the second season for Solo Leveling, they have been kind of known for sweatshopping their animators. And I don't want them to do that this year, but I the quality of anime is so good nowadays that you really can't tell what's a movie and what's a anime TV series, because it's getting so well.
I've been looking at different murder mystery animes and shit.
Mm.
You know what I think would be great if somebody went back and did a Jack the Ripper anime. I think that would be fantastic. I mean, I think it would be great. I like that. I like those kinds. I do love thrillers that have the killer that's smart and stays one step ahead of everybody until the very end. I like that shit because I like to watch the cops try to riddle it out, or whoever's trying to figure it out. I like to do that. Also, I'm also one of those people. I like to learn the psychology behind the killer. Why is he doing this shit? What happened to him that caused him to be fucked up? I like that kind of shit too. That goes back to that game we used to play before we had kids, where me and Stealthy and friends would literally take turns, and every week one of us would write down kind of like a brief synopsis of a murder, and then you would read that to the group, and then the group had to figure out who fucking killed him, who did it. That was the game.
Yeah.
And
Clue, right?
well, no, we didn't play Clue. Clue was easy. Clue was a board game. This was literally, you wrote the shit down on a sheet of paper, you read it to the group, and then the group had to take whatever it was you wrote, figure out the clues you wrote in there, and figure out who the fuck did the killing.
Okay.
And if you fucked up and you guessed wrong, there was a chance that the killer would kill your character.
Mm.
So like it was a legit like you didn't just go, oh, it was Billy Bob.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
had to think about that shit for a minute.
Yeah, there's a game called werewolves and villagers or something like that, where like half the village or a quarter of the village is werewolves, the other people are just villagers, and every night someone had to die. The next morning they figure out the clues to figure out who was the werewolves and who was the villagers. And the werewolves never were caught; they would kill the entire village. Kind of like that kind of idea of like, hey, you figure out the murderer is, or you're next. You could be
I tell
next.
you, there was a game. I guess you'd call it a game show. I don't know if you call it a game show, but there was a show called Murder in Small Town X. And I really hate that when it come out, it literally come out at the wrong time. It was when people weren't that interested in murder mysteries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because literally what they did is they took a bunch of people, kind of like you do with Survivor or any of or any of those other shows, right?
Yeah.
They take a bunch of people, they take them to this town, and they have a murder happen. Not a real one, of course, but they simulate a murder happening,
Yeah.
and that team has to work off the clues that they get from cops, the clues they get from neighbors, the clues they get from people in town, and stuff like that to try to ferret out who the fucking murderer was. Well, the shitty part of it is to find these clues, you literally had to go into places like the abandoned cannery, the mansion at the end of the drive, and shit like that. So they would stick night vision cameras on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they would go in and investigate. And if the murderer caught you while you were there, you could literally be killed off by the murderer. And then your teammate that was there with you, they would find nothing because, of course, the producers would like splash a little blood or something like that and make it look like you were killed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were removed. You're out. That's it. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
And they do another thing they do is you would do a quiz, kind of like they do with the mole.
Yeah.
Where you had to do this quiz, and the person with the least amount of answers that were correct about the murderer, you were eliminated.
Mm.
So you could either get killed by the fucking killer, or you could be eliminated because you don't have enough fucking clues to figure out how who the murderer is.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the show. Granted, it come out back when tech wasn't as great, so it's the quality video for the night vision and stuff wasn't perfect, but it was enough that it was like Blair Witch style video. It would scare the shit out of you because you'd be forgetting that it was a game show, and then motherfuckers would scream in the next room, you'd jump, and then they'd run over there to see what happened, and that person was just fucking gone.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, this shit just got real. The murderer just took one of the fucking players.
Okay.
I did not sign up for the heart palpitations that's coming with this shit.
Okay, so now you well know a lot of shows, a lot of things are being remade, a lot of things are being re-edited or remastered, whatnot, and like the Terminator, right? They're bringing back the Terminator. As you saw, I sent you another article about another possible series being brought. Now, you are, because everybody's been following this a lot. You are the Star Wars. You are the Harry Potter. You are the Star Trek. You are that. Now, what I'm really deep into is Lord of the Rings.
I was deep in that too. But go ahead.
I love Lord of the Rings. I love the lore. I love the, I had not read the books, admittedly, because, well, they're not in my kind of format for me to read them.
I need to send them to you on audio.
Yeah, I have literally watched all the Lord of the Rings. I probably say since it came out maybe 8 times, and I mean all of them, including the extended editions, just because I enjoyed them that much. So they showed as well a teaser to the Lord of the Rings anime.
Yep.
And I saw some of the artwork for it, and I'm going, wow, that looks like AI art. And that's not the jab. I'm just saying, like, it's getting to that point where you can't quite see that. Like, looks a little off, right? It doesn't quite look right. Maybe it's the artistic styling of it or whatnot. Okay. And They show, the Shen Ganondorf, to show the elf girl that helped get the poison. What's his name? The main character. I'm bad with names. Terrible with names, actually. My wife brought that up. Yeah, get him to the elf village to save him from the poison when he got stabbed by the sword. And she did a little wave thing, and they show a couple of other characters in it. And my brain is immediately going, the things you could do inside of anime you could not do in the movie. Because back then, even though movies were back in the 90s or early 2000s, I can't quite remember, they still hold up to this day. Lord of the Ring movies. They still hold up to this very day. They still look amazing. They still look great. But what can they do in an anime they could not do in the movie? And I can't help but think, because again,
there are more spells that they could pull off that could not be done. I mean,
I had not read the book, so I'm thinking like, I'm not against the idea of Lord of the Rings, the anime, as you well know. I like anime, love it. What exactly is the purpose of it, other than pulling off nostalgia? I'm trying to see like where they're going with this. Why are they doing this? What would they make them going? You know what? You know what we make? Even make even greater thing, an anime movie about Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's very fantasy, but what's the purpose of it? Like, what are they? Is it just for sales, or is it just?
I think it's for a couple of different reasons. Sales is definitely in it. Okay, because everything's motivated by money. So you might as well go ahead and say that is one thing. Another thing is that anime is getting more popular now than it was back in the day. So doing a Lord of the Rings anime may reach a whole group of people that wasn't reached with the movies or the books.
Yeah. Okay.
So now you're pulling in more of a fan base. You're sharing this with more people. You also have the ability to make some of the spells, yes, some of the magical stuff and stuff that happened in Lord of the Rings, yes, it looked fantastic. But could you imagine if they could do it in an anime and it look legitimately like magic?
Yes.
And you not know that chances are the way they made those runes glow is that they put glowing light on it. Like a fluorescent paint. Um, you
So
have the opening to make what was limited technology look amazing, because it does. I agree 100%. Look even more amazing. I mean, we've said it 100 times when we were talking about animes. This anime would make a great live action. The only problem is the technology isn't there
yeah.
to really pull off the effects that you need.
Yes.
Now we're getting there. Not saying that we're not getting there, because we are. There's some of the shit that's out there now. You're just like, he just cast a fireball, and I used to be able to tell that was fucking animated, but I can't so much
Yeah,
anymore.
it's getting more pricey, or it's getting pricey still to do that kind of stuff, and they're getting up to the point of where it's almost anime-esque, but it's still cheaper to do an anime.
Right. So if you go anime, though, it's a hell of a lot cheaper to draw it than try to come up with all the mechanisms and develop all the mechanisms required to do it in life.
Yeah.
Not that we can't do it, it's just cheaper. So why not try to get it to a whole subculture that we didn't get to hit the first time, make some money, share the story, and pull it off and make it look even more fantastical than it did to begin with. Why not do that?
Don't show up like the original, right? Be at the same par of them. I'm sure Japan may have watched, like some of them may have watched Lord of the Rings from the Western, but this is probably not targeted toward Western audiences. This is probably targeted more toward like other nations of cultures that have not been able to.
I can tell you
get involved in it.
From working where I've worked and working with some of the Asian people I work with. A lot of Asians, Indians, and other nationalities from other countries have told me over the years there are some great movies out there, like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, that they really, really loved, but they would love to see it in an anime because they feel like it would be just that much more fantastical and that much more believable in that art form.
Yeah.
So maybe they finally said, you know what, fuck it. The world wants to see an anime of Lord of the Rings. Give it to them because they made a cartoon of The Hobbit before they ever made the movie.
I have it, or I had it.
I have it too.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't do as great as they were hoping. Now the
No.
movie fucking broke the bank. I mean, them motherfuckers. The first movie dropped, and everybody was rich. Everybody.
True. Now, okay, so I will say I want some of the voice actors, or not voice actors, some of the actors that played some of the original roles to take these roles in America. Maybe in Japan, otherwise, but like let's get Ganondorf, the Ganondorf, back in his role, right? Because he said he's still alive. He said verbatim that he wanted to play Ganondorf, and in the next coming movies, if they make more, he wants to retake the role as long as he's still alive and in the right mental state. Anime's coming out, boy, you better get him a mic and sit him down. I want to hear my Ganondorf, right? That's my Ganondorf. I want to hear that in the American version, but I am also thinking that like if they do this for other cultures, as long as America, anime's getting more popular worldwide. It's getting bigger and bigger almost by the year. There's still some people in that mindset like, oh, it's a cartoon, so therefore it's not meant for me. If you still say that after Lord of the Rings, that you watch the original Lord of the Rings trilogies, you should know this isn't a movie exactly meant for kids.
So here's another thing that I just thought about. There's a lot of stuff that was left out of the movies from the books, and the reason they did that is because they didn't have the tech to do it.
Yeah,
In
they had extended versions, but
in the anime, they're not limited by that. So they could literally shit that we didn't get to see in action and in a action format, whether it be live or anime version, whichever way you want to say it. We didn't get to see it. We only know about it because we read it. Could actually be put in the anime. Because you can draw shit that you can't do.
Rings movie. I think there's 4 from the original Lord of the Rings movie, or 3. Okay, 3 from the original. So, okay, we all know the Lord of the Rings back when we were kids were very long movies. And the extended editions even further. Like we're talking about 3 or 4 hours plus,
Right.
almost in every single movie. How many seasons do you think this would need in order to complete it? If they put in every single details of the original trilogy books.
I would say 3 seasons for every book.
Yeah, just for
And
one
then,
whole season.
and then if you go back and no, I'm saying 3 seasons per book.
Oh, shoot! They'd never be done. We'd be dead by then.
And then if you go and look at the prequels, The Hobbit and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I think do I think they can condense it down to where they could do like 2 seasons a book? And yeah, definitely. They could do it. And still get more out of it than you did when you made the movies.
Yeah, I would even want to see like a series on like when the rings were being forged and given to the dwarves and the humans.
So that's where you're gonna go back into the Lord of the Rings TV series that's out now. Because that's what that's about.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's about.
Yeah, not a lot of Lord of the Rings fans, at least on the internet, because the internet's always mad about everything. Isn't too happy about it, but yeah, I would like to see it in anime form because that's my preferred media when it comes to watching a TV series or even sometimes movies.
The reason people aren't so happy about the TV series is they don't feel like it's 100% canon. But in reality, nothing is ever 100% canon when you go from the book to the screen, whether it be anime or live action. It's not going to be 100% canon. It's just not.
They gave I believe, I don't know, I could be wrong here. Someone correct me in the comments down below if I'm wrong here, but I believe I heard someone said like this is a alternate universe, and they kind of like excuse for every single time they change up. It's like, oh yeah, this is technically an alternate timeline of this event, and this is how we see that would have happened, and we did that way, and people are like, well, why even do it at that point? But that's not here or there. I'm just looking forward to seeing the Lord of the Rings anime. I hope it doesn't are you like me? I would rather them to finish it and just then put it out than going, okay, here's season 1. Wait 4 more years for season 2.
What I would like to see is I would like to see them drop more than one season at the time. That's
Hmm.
what I'd like to see. And that way I have enough to make me happy until the next drop of however many seasons.
Yeah, like they have
Um,
like in anime, they have like seasons of new releases. So like that, they have the summer season, the summer,
spring,
spring, winter,
fall,
and winter. Yeah,
fall and
fall.
winter, yeah.
So that they release new animes. I think it released a season per those seasons. You know, here's like you have like, okay, this is the 3 months. You gotta wait another 3 months and the next season 2 comes out. Another 3 months and the next season come out. They could do that. I would be so happy because I have something to look forward to every season. 'Cause Japan does this, chat. So don't blame me. That's how they do it. They release new animes in the seasonal kind of events of releasing all of it, and then they slowly feed it out to you. They give you something to look forward to almost every single week, and then the next 3 months would pass, and then there's your next season to start, binging and getting excited to wait for it and watching. I'm just so looking for that kind of feel of it instead of waiting 4 years. I'm just glad that they're doing a pretty good, decent job of keeping everybody updated with Solo Level. But that's not here or
Yeah.
there. So I'm hoping they do a good job. I hope they keep to the original trilogy. I hope they are true to, because if it's for the fans, be it for the fans. Now, speaking of for the fans, I don't know if you got to watch it, but I did. I watched the first 5 episodes of Suicide Isekai. Have you
I
got to
have
watch
not.
it yet?
I have not.
Okay.
But don't worry about spoiling anything for me because I'm gonna watch it any damn way.
Okay. I would just say that right. I love Isekai. Love it. I have probably over 50 mangas that I'm reading right now, not exaggerating, of isekais and fantasy stories that I'm reading right now. I almost watch, even if it's trashy, I almost watch every isekai that comes out online. This isn't for me. It isn't for me. It wasn't made for me at all. And I watched every single episode. I'm probably gonna finish it, but I will not. I will not personally recommend it. Now, would you like to
Okay.
know why?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever read or watched something and you could see where the story was going and you thought maybe the director or writer of the story going, hey, that's not good enough. We need something to really draw people into reading this. Like it was almost shoehorned in, force fed, just pushed in there to try to get something like, hey, this is why you watch it, not for the original idea of the story or show.
Yeah.
It's like cereal, right? Cereal's not good enough. Throw an NBA star on it, or a famous cartoon, or something like that, and a toy inside of it.
Yeah.
No one cares about the cereal. They just want the thing that comes with the cereal box. This was with this anime. Suicide Squad, even the very first episode, was so force fed into this series to try to bring in an audience. The original story, what you can see something's there, but they just, to me, feels like they took the whole fist and shoved it right up in there and going, you like that, don't you? And I'm just going, I didn't need them. I didn't need them at all. This story could have been probably going good, but they don't fit. They don't fit. The Suicide Squad people do not fit. It is so awkward, and I don't know how to explain it, but I will watch the rest of it. And slightly spoiler, it's not even spoiler works. I have a theory. I knew who the main bad guy or who who the bad guy was almost at the very beginning yet, and I don't even know if they're a bad guy yet. I just like, if I'm right, I knew almost from episode 2 that she was evil and what she was plotting from episode 2, and I shouldn't know that. I should not know that. It's not for me. I'm like, this thing has so many good reviews on it. Like, that's apparently online. It was like top 5 anime of the year.
A lot of people like it. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going, it's not for me. It can't be for me because I didn't like it. So that's all I can say is it's not for me.
And that's okay because not every anime is going to be for every person. I mean,
Yes.
I may watch it and love the motherfucker.
Mhm.
You may hate it. I don't know. But I
Hate's a
will
strong
tell
word.
you,
I just
I
dislike it.
finally remembered the name of that fucking anime I was trying to tell you like 2 months ago.
What was that?
Twin Star Exorcist.
Oh, yeah, Twin Star X's, yeah,
I
you told me.
love that fucking anime.
Mhm. Love that brothers and
I,
sisters.
I, I love it. Twin Star Exorcist was great because you got two people that were pretty much thrown together and said, make a baby.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that,
Get us
save
some
the
things.
world. Save the world. Oh, and by the way,
She
when you have a child, you're no longer gonna be needing because that motherfucker is gonna wreck everything. If
Mm,
it even looks at the planet Earth, it's gonna be like, you're gone.
yeah,
You know, I'm
yeah.
like, but for me, what was the best part of that anime?
Mhm.
I love the fight sequences. Don't get me wrong; they were fantastic. But the
Yeah.
best part of the anime was watching them try to interact with each other outside the anime. Like she slips and falls, and he sees her drawers, and he tries to look away, and she looks back like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" You know
Yeah.
that shit was funny to me.
She
And
tried to
then
make it look
the
awkward.
people having control of the house that are trying to get them together, flipping the fucking house upside down so that he falls on top of her and shit. And they're just like, what the fuck, dude? We will get there when we get there. If we get there. I mean, like, you ever seen a show that's completely opposite of what your parents would do? This show
Yes.
is completely opposite. Your parents would be like, y'all can't be staying in the same room in the same house. This show, you got to be in the same bedroom, the same house. Y'all need to be sitting
Yeah.
on the same couch. I want your hand on her fucking leg. I want you to grab her boob. I don't care what you got to do, but you need to get it.
Yeah, that show was a prime example of arranged marriages and parents going, "I want grandkids today, not tomorrow, not next year, today, grandkids." And
I mean,
parents like,
ultimately,
"Get with it. I want to watch it. Go ahead." It's like, what?
ultimately, it works out because they do
Yeah.
eventually get into each other. But that first fucking whole like year and a half of their life together, they are all about the like, no.
I forget what the psychological meaning of it is, but I almost felt like the Beauty and the Beast like kind of feeling though at some points was like,
Oh, Stockholm syndrome.
yeah, like you
Yeah.
put them, you force them around it so much to each other, they hate each other so much, eventually they went, you know what? Fine, I'll start to like them. Stockholm syndrome. I like you now. I was like, what?
I can't help but like you. You're everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Uh,
The only I can see is you. If I could see something else, maybe I wouldn't
and
have
all
to.
I can see in my head is my character. Because for some reason, Ditto pops in my head going, oh, hell no. Morph. I'm a woman, bitch. Get off me. Get off. No. Stop.
So yeah, I for those who do watch the Isekai, make sure you like. And of course, granted, I loved the Suicide movie too. The second one, first one didn't like it. Second one, loved it. I loved the Peacemaker TV series. Loved it. Anime series was not a fan. So like that could say something. Like you could absolutely love the Isekai, but I hate the movies.
The absolutely greatest moment in the second Suicide Squad was when Harley shot that motherfucker and killed him. And he was confused as shit, and she was like, I made myself a promise. And I'm like, this bitch is twisted.
I don't know. I liked the scene where they were going and kind of jumping on the people that are all sleeping in that little cabin, thinking they're all bad guys, but actually they're on their side, and they were like,
and they killed the shit out of everybody.
These is like deep, boom, boom, like he's just killing everybody. It's like we're with you. It's like, oops, sorry. Like I love Peacemaker. His characteristic is like he's a kid inside of a grown man's body that will do whatever he got to accomplish peace through violence and extreme violence as well. So, like, and you liked
I did
it.
find it hilarious where he was picking that old fucking dude about his bullet being smaller than his, and then at the end, what bit him in the ass? His big ass bullet bit him in the ass. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Thurs, you fucking right, talking shit."
Yeah, and they had they kind of the same, like the Bullseye and Peacemaker kind of the same. Is he Bullseye? I forget his name. It might be not Bullseye.
Nah, he wasn't Bullseye. He was whatever the one was that had all the fucking
Yeah,
weapons
guns
and
and
different
yeah,
gear and shit.
yeah. They're in this movie or this anime as well, and they both had the same kind of charisma where they kind of at each other's throats a couple times. I'm like, okay, that's true to life. You know, they're not there. Okay, one scene. I'll do this one scene. Have you ever watched Scooby Doo? And there's a scene that people are starting running around, they're chasing somebody, and music starts playing, and
Yeah.
lights, and like they're like, oh, let's jam out. They had one
Yeah.
that they had that kind of scene in this anime, and I'm like, no, like, what are you going for here? This is not Scooby Doo. This is isekai fantasy. DC is supposed to be like all serious or some comedy, right? But this isn't funny. This is entertaining. Why is there random music going off and lights and painting and like this is? It was weird. It was so weird. It was so. It felt awkward. It felt shoehorned in there. Like we gotta have one of these scenes in there. Like no, that's American style. We're going for Japanese style. I don't see that very much.
But at the same time, you could be considered biased on that because there are some people
I like
that
it.
like it. So, like I said, not every anime is for you. I might like it. I might not like it. But
Yeah. Tell me when
yeah,
you see it. Tell me when you see it. You will know it. It's like, yeah. If you liked it, let me know because I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Of course, I didn't hate Scooby Doo. I wasn't the biggest fan of Scooby Doo. If there was something else online,
I was a Scooby Doo fan. I love fucking Scooby Doo.
like
And
there
then the
was,
thing is, I wasn't a Scooby Doo fan because of Shaggy or
mm,
because of Velma or before. I was all about Daphne and Scooby.
mm,
I love the fact that sometimes the hot chick was the only one that got it.
yeah,
And I love the fact that the bungling fucking dog usually is the one that catches everybody. I
mm,
love that.
yeah,
It was hilarious because to me, that was going against what everybody was saying back then. You know, the hot chick had to be stupid
mm-hmm,
and the dog had to be, you know, the protector. Instead, they like, no, the hot chick, we're gonna make her semi-intelligent. So sometimes she's the only one that gets it. Most times not, but sometimes she does.
yeah.
And the dog's just gonna bungle his way into catching people.
And Freddy was just good for traps if he ever could trap something. And Bulma was, well, she was,
Velma was the brain trust.
yeah, she was usually the person that figured out things, but it was sometimes Daphne or Freddy. Freddy got a couple times. He got lucky.
What the problem was that there would come up points where it was like something that only a person that used makeup or a person that wore certain types of clothes or something like that.
Mhm.
Fucking Velma and Freddy had no clue about that shit.
He had not a clue.
Shaggy, the only thing he gave a fuck about was food.
Hmm.
So the only person smart enough with enough knowledge to know, hey, this was cashmere and that was rose blossom fucking this, and I seen that on that person, you know, 3 days ago was the fucking hot chick, you know,
Yeah.
and it kind of broke that hot chicks have to be stupid stereotype for me, and that's one of the things I liked about it.
Of
Like if you go
course.
and watch the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo,
Yeah.
shit, she's like fucking stupid smart.
Yeah. I just say like they always explain the clues right where we caught the villains. Like, oh yeah, now we're explaining all the clues and how we got this conclusions. Like, you never once thought about the clues until the very end. It's like, yeah, good job. I did like the movies though. The Scooby Doo movies. I had I forget the one about the Cajun zombie island. I had that one with
Yep.
the sisters.
Yep.
And I liked the live action, the first one, but didn't like the second one. I forget what
I
those.
like the one that had the Hex girls in it, where
Yeah.
they had the concert
I'm the
going on
Hex
with the
Girl.
vampire.
Yeah.
I
They were in
love
actually
that.
both movies. They were in both movies because the Hex Girls were very popular. They were kind of like the main band of Scooby Doo as well. But anyways,
Un momento, we have people coming in.
all
Come
right.
on in. Come on and come through. You can come in or shut the door, whatever.
Probably one of your
Go ahead.
sons. You'd be like, oh,
Come on through.
okay.
Come on through.
Slide
on
on in.
Careful with the fan. Ethan, hurry up, buddy. Make sure you come through and shut. Does mom have stuff?
Of course, he got red.
All right, go. You can go. I'll keep an eye on the door until mom comes through.
All right.
All right. Anyway, continue.
Mother has fished you to come on through. I saw your son get the red one. I'm wondering. I didn't see the green or blue or dinosaur or anything like that. So
Looked like the oldest one got a Spider-Man red.
oh, okay. But, you know, keep it his
I think I
colors.
see the little ones. Yep, there's the little ones. The little one.
Using it right now. You can have it.
Okay. Anyway, I was just gonna show it on the camera, but
You don't understand.
I see it.
what
Oh, I see
Okay.
it.
yeah,
It's cute.
he got the little one got the baby Yoda.
Yeah, it's cute.
you're-
I see. I got you.
That's why I was like, you cannot take it from me. I need it.
So they ended up going to back up.
Anyways,
And here for me. Okay. Apparently, I have a present in this bag.
like Tracy's, maybe.
So, just want my shirt so I can put it first and out.
Let's see what we got in the bag.
Show and tell time. Woo! Oops, sorry for the camera chat. Oop.
Oh, love my wife.
There we go. Fixing my camera here. Sorry. Did she get the little guy for you?
I love you. I mean, that's why you married me, right?
I said I love my wife.
Oh, I'm not your wife. Got it.
You are my wife.
You
Got it.
just said, I love my wife.
I do.
I said, I hope I did, because that's why you married me. And he said, no, I love my wife. I didn't realize I wasn't married to you. I'm sorry. Okay? Damn.
In-game wife and out-of-game wife.
Jesus.
I don't know. The way Coma was yeeting her ass last night, I have to question some things.
Oh,
I'm trying
boy.
to scratch the price off, in case you're wondering.
Yeah. It makes sense.
All right. Anyway, so she got me for my desk.
A little mini AC, yeah. Get some ice in it. Oh, I didn't tell you. We also got us a little ice maker ourselves. Because
Dude,
you
this
know,
one don't use ice. This one just uses water.
oh, okay. So it's just vapor.
Okay, let's see. Indicator light, cooling control LED, power vents. Okay, so is the vapor for the humidifier?
All you gotta do is toy around with it and figure out.
Yep.
All you do is you plug it into a USB-C, you put water in it.
Cool. Literally.
Hope it will be cool. You have to let me know. Okay. So, let's see. I think that's all I had for this week.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I mean, we went over most of the stuff. One thing I was going to show you, this thing finally finished charging, so that's how big the unit is.
Oh, okay. So that's not bad at all.
No.
Okay, and that's what blows up tires and starts up things, right?
Jumps the car, yep.
Okay. Again, little announcement, everybody. If you have not already known, we have no sponsors this week. Even though I set this up, that sponsorship is over. I'm going to turn that off just so I don't forget it next week. This Sunday at 5 or 4 o'clock. Keep track of it. Be sure to follow us on all social medias. The second or the third part of the Hag Quest would be starting. We're gonna try to figure out how to get the lizard people, even though the last one we didn't have very success getting them to join our side, but hopefully we can work on that this week. And then hopefully be able to take out the hag. If not, we're being taken on a very large group of lizard people that decide to be on Daddy's side. Stay tuned and be sure to watch the other VODs of that. But that will be here.
I just hope they don't all thunderclap like Homa does. Because if so, I'm just fuck that.
Yeah, but that would be Thursday, not Thursday, on Sunday on here. So be sure to be subscribed. Stay tuned for my social medias and keep track of our if any time schedule might changes or move around a little bit. And that would be with me, Corvo, something found a balloon blower or something. I see bubbles going places. A very, very bright light. Bubbles and soap everywhere. I just saw one fly by. But yeah, that would be me, Corvo, Stealthy, Crimson, and my brother Clouder, my actual brother. That would be this Sunday, so be sure to be sticking around. We'll be playing some more the Last Descendants on my personal streams. More Oreos. Let's see if he gets lucky.
We're still trying to get the light side, dude. I literally 3 packs in and has still got nothing but dark side.
Well, then knows where you truly lie, as I lie in the blue side.
And again, this one's dark.
Yeah. I'm a show and tell for everybody else who does not know. My wife.
Both of them are still dark side, damn it.
My wife likes Fugglers. Everybody knows what Fugglers are? They're these things, and they're the Teenage Mutant Turtles that came out, limited edition versions. We're gonna try to get the other two because my wife loves Fugglers and I like Ninja Turtles. So yeah, they're at Walmart. Good luck getting them. We saw them when we were in the what the feedback here?
For like months, man.
Hey, we don't go to Walmart very often, honestly. Always we knew about these because we went to the like DVD section and they had a little toy section over there and there was one just sitting there. We're like, wait, where's the rest of them at? We went to the toy section and found this one. Like, where's the rest of them go?
You're missing Raph and Mikey.
Yep, that's all we're gonna get. Don't fall. But yeah, she likes Fugglers. I don't really understand them, but she thinks they're cute. You know, I like the box though.
It's definitely not.
Yeah. I like the box because it has like a pizza theme to it, and that just, I'm already playing a turtle, Hurt. I should call my little turtle my personal turtle that I actually have in my house. I was going down them and I'm like, oh, what you doing, turtle? Wait, wrong turtle. I should have named him Turt. Anyways, but yeah, that'll be it for this week. For those who are here, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment down below if you're watching the VODs. You know who I'm talking about. As always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye. And I'm going to go to the end screen, let y'all listen to more music.
The grumpiest of bears that loves to play, to make people laugh in every way. His jokes are sometimes crude and sometimes ass, with his wife of 15 years that is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cats are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last. Even bring the fun to the masses, rolling to a running and beating every dungeon classes. With his goofy faces and voice all over the places, he hopes to never give up on his dreams, to bring joy and even the facts with his laughs. Podcast every week and stream with his friends, to bring that energy like big booty claps. He never gets angry, but sure can get scared. With anime waifus on his side, he's always prepared. Even though he's the grumpiest of bears, this bear's always cool in his chair. Till the end, his streams always beware, 'cause he coming after you and hopes you'll be there. I hope you'll have a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love, good night, good night, good night, good night. Much love, have a good night, good life. Grumpy Bear has always been there, even when life isn't fair. Even when no one is there, he is thinking of you with love and care. Even if you say like I care, he still give you a big hug with love and hair. What hair? Cause he's bald and eyebrows that are clear. With his kind words, he's never afraid to share, giving you that good bear stare, even his kinks, so beware. Cause every weekend at 6:30 he's bound to share, stream sitting in his chair, on every platform that he can share, just as long as he knows you'll be there. God-given, please share. He's coming at you with style and flair, so let him say this again to make it clear. Though life isn't fair, so playing hard and be fair. Tell the industry to beware of this bear, so he can wish you a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love, good night, good night, good night, good night, much love, have a good night, good life. Good night, good night, good night, good night, much love, have a good night, good life. Grumpy Bear has always been there, even when life isn't fair, even when no one is there. He's thinking of you with love and care. Even if you say like I care, he still give you a big hug with love and hair. What hair? What hair? Cause he's bald and eyebrows that are clear. With his kind words, he's never afraid to share, giving you that good bear stare, even his kinks, so beware, beware. Cause every weekend at 6:30 he's bound to share, stream sitting in his chair, on every platform that he can share, just as long as he knows you'll be there. God, given, please share. He's coming at you with style and flair, so let him say this again to make it clear. Though life isn't fair, so play it hard and be fair. Tell the industry to beware of this bear, so he can wish you a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, much love.